Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another great edition of my Grue Rume Show. And for the Grue Rume Show today, we got two very special guests, and they're musicians, AreJay Hale and Taylor Carroll, and they're part of the rock band KemikalFire. And of course, you know AreJay Hale from the very big band called Halestorm. And I'm really looking forward to talking to them both about this new rock band that's out. They already played their first show. They're about to play their second show on May the 4th. So we're going to talk about them, about doing their first show and their second show coming up, and talking about their music, what kind of stuff they like, and it's going to be a fun time. So stick around for the interview. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host at Stutters. I am the host of the Grue Rume, and my interview with AreJay Hale and Taylor Carroll of KemikalFire will be coming up very soon. This is my Grue Rume, and as always, welcome to my nightmare. Stay tuned.
Old.
There you go. Okay, guys.
All right, now we can officially begin. All right.
Well, you know, I don't like record as soon as it starts in case someone says something they don't want to say.
Oh, we say that all the time.
Yeah, but then we hit record before.
Yeah, we wait till we hit record, then we say all the things we don't want to say.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually glad you weren't recording before, because when my interface took a dump, I decided to use my phone. So there we go.
There you go. But we were just talking about wrestling real fast, because I'm a wrestling fan, a former wrestler. So
Yeah.
you guys like going to wrestling? AreJay said that, you know, Baron Corbin is your guy, right?
Yeah. Our buddy Tom, we've known him for a long time, and he's a badass. He's so much fun to watch, and while he was on tour, we were on tour. We were in the same city, and so we swapped them. Like, hey, we'll give you some tickets for the show if you'll give us some tickets to your show. And he was performing on a night that on an off day in the same city, so we got to see him. And that was the first time I ever got to go to a pro wrestling show. I was really amped on it. But I have to say, like, in the good old days, and you could call it the golden era of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
I was always a Sting fan.
Sting, yeah, definitely.
The original, the old school Sting, like the old, when he would come down from the ceiling, you know?
Is that WCW?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Oh,
Definitely.
yeah, there was the whole WWE, WWF,
Yeah,
WCW.
see, I was always more of a WWF guy. I didn't know much about WCW. Should I have watched that one instead?
The WCW had like a lot of good people. Like, I mean, there was Sting and Flair and Hogan and
Ric
Macho
Flair.
Man.
Yeah, but you know what? We had Gold Dust. And we had Kane.
You definitely had Gold Dust.
Yeah, we had Mankind.
Yeah. I mean, there were a lot of good guys there, like The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart.
The Undertaker. Yeah.
Generation X is gonna kick your ass.
Exactly. Yeah.
Remember that? That was fun.
I quote Ric Flair all the time. I always say, "Woo."
I quote Hulk Hogan. What are you gonna do, brother? And
Yes, definitely. Well, didn't AreJay, didn't you and Lizzie play a show for WWE?
Oh yeah, we did a few things for those guys. We've been
because I remember you being live on WWE.
Yeah. We did it just just from having mutual friends in that world. It's not too distant of a world, like the rock and roll world and the wrestling, because I think a lot of the wrestlers, they get pumped up by listening to heavy music before they go out and perform. So, you know, it's kind of a mutual, and of course I know so many people in my world that are massive pro wrestling fans. So it's like, you know, they're familiar with us, we're familiar with them. So it's just kind of a given. You're just going to make friends with them at some point, because we both kind of do the same profession, just different art form, you know?
Yeah, true.
Slightly different art form. You know.
I mean, I think wrestling, horror, and rock and roll could you can put them all in like one roof because the fan base is there for all of them.
Yeah, yeah. It all goes together. Everyone wears black.
Yeah.
It's all a double choke slam.
Yeah. Just ask Chucky.
Or the Crow.
Or the Crow. I mean, that's where Sting got his gimmick from, right?
Yeah, yeah. It looks very crowish. Yeah.
Wow. Actually, I mean, call me clueless, but I just realized that because I never watched WCW.
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly.
You thought it was Kiss, right?
You're
like, wow, Gene Simmons is wrestling now? What can't he do?
Right, exactly. Yeah, he definitely does a lot, doesn't he?
He sure knows how to make that money.
Oh yeah, I mean, Kiss's name is on everything from condoms to coffins.
I know, from playing bass to being Sting. It's crazy. Even Sting, you know.
I know.
Their name is on.
It must be a bass player thing. It's like, okay, I'm a bass player and I got my face painted, so I'll just be Sting.
But do you think he could wrestle in those kind of like high boots that he wears?
That's a good question. I don't know. That'd be tough to wrestle in them,
That's
right?
a busted ankle waiting to happen.
Oh yeah.
But he could probably pole dance in them really well.
Oh,
That's what they're for.
I'm sure. I love Kiss.
Oh yeah.
I think they're rad.
Do you really? You
I really
grew up with
do.
Kiss?
It's not that I grew up with them. I kind of like realized how rad they were in my early 20s. But yeah, I'm still in my early 20s.
Dude, you gotta love Kiss.
Definitely.
You gotta love Kiss. Yeah.
They're doing their like last tour. I mean, I know they've been saying they've been doing their last tour for the past few years, but supposedly they were on Howard Stern just recently, and they said Madison Square Garden is going to be it for them, December like 2nd or something like that.
Until the next one.
Yeah, everyone's like, yeah, okay.
AreJay, do you want to do our last tour? Maybe that'll help sell some tickets.
Yeah, let's make our first, since we've never done a tour yet. Our first tour will be the farewell tour.
Oh my God! Okay.
What do you guys think about that?
This is the one and only time you'll get to see us.
This is it.
Until the next one.
We signed a contract.
This is
we
it.
can never play again legally.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was the Crew.
Right. Yeah, even Motley Crue did it, and I fell for it. I went to see him on their farewell tour.
I sold him too on the farewell tour. I thought it was it.
It was great though. I loved seeing Motley Crue live. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Vince Neil's voice kind of went a little bit, but the band's still good.
No comment. But his roller coaster thing only got stuck like 3/4 of the way in.
You know that
so
Vince
pretty
came
good.
You know that Vince came to a lit show about like 4 months ago.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, Jeremy brought him. They're really good friends. Dude, he was super rad. He was the sweetest
cool.
guy.
He lives right by Jeremy. They're like neighbors.
He lives right by Jeremy. Dude, he was the sweetest dude. He just walks in our backstage area and he's just like, hey man, like just sipping on wine and just hanging and watching us. And he's like, I don't want to be in your guys' hair, man. And we're like, by all means, you're not at all. Like, you know, I feel like I'm in your hair and this is our dressing room. Like, he's the nicest, most humble dude. He was super sweet, dude. Like,
oh, that's good to hear, man.
Really?
Yeah,
I've heard that about him. Yeah.
He was awesome. And we got a picture together with me and him and the band. It's kind of sick.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was rad. Yeah, I had a great time meeting him and having a little 3-minute conversation with him. It was fun. Super sweet.
Definitely. I mean, Vince and the Crew, like they've been around a while.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I haven't met Tommy Lee yet, but we're working on that.
Have you met Nikki? Has anyone met Nikki at all? Because I met Nikki when he was doing stuff with Sirius XM. He had like his own show on his own radio show.
That's right, he did. Yeah.
and we've done a few interviews with him, and we've also played with 6 a.m. a few times. He's super just
Okay.
a sweetheart. Yeah.
How was the 6 a.m. shows?
Oh, incredible. I mean, geez, like well, we've worked with James Michael a few times, and he's awesome too.
Nice.
His voice is incredible. and DJ Eshba, met him too. He was really cool. So yeah, all those guys were super nice. We did a few Europe festivals with them. I think first time I met all those guys. I had met them each separately, but first time we got to hang out with all of them as a band was like some festival in the middle of nowhere in Sweden. It was amazing.
Oh my God, nice.
And it was in the summertime, so the sun was like really bright. But it was still kind of cold.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like midsummer vibes.
Yeah, it was very strange. but those guys, it was a very strange festival. Not strange in a bad way, just strange, different from what we're used to, because we're used to playing hot and sweaty summer festivals with the sun blazing and you're sweating.
Yes.
This was a summer festival in Sweden, so the sun was out, but it was still kind of cold. But it wasn't cold, but it wasn't warm. It was like being in a different dimension or something. It was very strange.
The air was fresh.
And you know who else played was Lordy? Do you know the band Lordy?
Oh yeah.
Lourdy, I think, where they all dress up in costumes, and they were riot too.
I never heard of Lordy.
Oh man, you should look up a video, man. It's amazing.
That's like Guar.
Yeah, like Guar, yeah.
Yeah. And
which-
Ghost too, right? Doesn't Ghost
Yeah.
dress up? Yeah.
Which we're doing a few shows with Ghost in June in Europe. We're doing the Europe festivals, so
Oh, that's right.
yeah, and they're great.
Awesome.
And yeah, I feel like masked metal bands are like all the like Slipknot kind of started it. At least Slipknot put it on the. I mean, they weren't the first, but they kind of put it on the map. And then you have, it seems to have just caught like wildfire. One of the latest ones is this band called Sleep Token that I've been obsessed with. Absolutely,
I've never heard of that.
And they got really cool masks, and he paints himself, and they're really, really good too. And I think we're doing a few festivals with them too. So the masked metal bands will always be a thing, I think. Which I'm for it. I love it.
There needs to be more clown bands, right? Like,
have you heard of what's a band called? I think they're called A Man on a Mission, where they wear wolf masks. We played with this band in Japan, and they are so great. I love them. Man on a Mission.
Man on a Mission.
And they all wear masks or something. I think that's the name of their band. Let me look it up. Yes, Man with a Mission. They all wear masks on stage. Like they all wear wolf masks.
Oh my God.
It's like, okay, what hasn't anyone thought of yet? Wolves, cool, let's do it. You know
that little shower in The Karate Kid that Daniel Maruso dresses as, like the shower running?
Yes.
We should do something like that, where we're each in like our own kind of shower, and it's decorated differently.
Oh, that's a good idea.
There you go.
Dress up like showers.
I mean, we wouldn't fit into anywhere, but we should still do it.
Well, we'll just have to play bigger venues.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
The secret. That's how you do it.
Yeah. We'll have to play a theater.
Yeah. The way you that's a little trick, if you want to move up to playing bigger venues, just not be able to fit in the door of the smaller venues.
Right. Like we're like a salty book, like a big book that around your head pops through.
Yeah.
Or no, wait, I got it. Nobody has done metal ventriloquism.
That definitely hasn't been done.
No, it hasn't been done. AreJay.
No.
Oh man.
Well, doll, hold it up.
This is why you got to keep these ideas a secret. Now the public knows. They're all watching. Now they all know. Now someone's gonna steal our idea. Nice going, Taylor. Real nice.
It's all your fault. You made me think of it.
You're true. I have been known to be quite a muppet sometimes.
That is a good idea, dude. You program Muppets to do a certain thing on stage.
Ooh,
you have the soundtrack. You hit play.
Well, like a heavy metal Henson.
Heavy metal.
Oh my God.
That's a great idea.
Hasn't been done yet.
This is all
Puppets.
great stuff to come for your next show.
Well,
Yeah.
honestly, I think just being in your presence, you are creating this this chasm of creativity, and we're coming up with these brilliant ideas. So thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, definitely. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Give it to there's the guy right there.
There's the hour. The hour.
We won't get out. We won't.
Whoa. I mean, get out.
I don't know. I think it's the Crow and Chucky more than me.
Well, it's the vibe you bring. If it wasn't for you, there would be no vibe. So
Right through our
That's true.
screens, we can feel your vibe.
anyway, sorry,
Okay.
we're our interview is get off the rail really quick. Do you have a question for us?
Yeah, be careful with us because we'll just keep going. Sorry about
We'll
that.
just keep snowballing into
Hey.
more and more absurdities.
And we'll
This
start
is
quoting
this is
movies
this
if
is
you don't know what
fun.
the
Like
hell we're
I
talking
don't.
about.
Yeah, this is great. This is fun. I don't mind it at all. You know.
Is this how it usually is on your show?
Probably not.
I actually like talking about different things. Like when I have guests on, I don't just ask them the same questions over and over. I like try to mix it up a little bit.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know,
well,
like
Yeah. I mean,
Good
those,
old
those are the,
mixeroo.
those are the most fun interviews for us. Is just getting to chop it up and just getting to nerd out on stuff. You know.
definitely. Like I
No,
remember.
that's not true. We like to be extremely corporate and very business.
Very serious. Very. Ask us questions that probably are on our Wikipedia page.
So that we can cross our legs and give you a very serious NAM show type answer.
Yes.
Exactly. Like one of my guests was actually Dan Radcliffe, Harry Potter.
No way.
Yeah. And
That's
I had him on the show and I didn't ask him like one question about Harry Potter. I just talked to him about all kind of stuff. And then he opened up about that he's a big horror guy and he was talking about all these horror movies.
I kind of got that feeling from him. Yeah.
Did you ever see him in Swiss Army Man?
No.
That's a good one.
And
Oh,
ironically,
okay.
that's my nickname for Taylor because he can do everything
I'm
musically.
a Swiss Army Man.
He's a Swiss Army man. He produces, he sings, he writes, he plays guitar, he plays drums. He does it all.
You're
Yeah,
kind of a
he's-
Swiss Army Man yourself, buddy. You lift
Hey.
weights. You know, you
I'm more of a Swiss cheese man. I
Well, I want
have a lot of holes. That sounded naughty.
Well, yeah, I know that kind of did. I was like, wait a minute. I said, what kind of stuff is he into behind the closed doors?
Is this the Grue Rume Show after hours?
This is
Yeah,
a hey.
I guess so now.
Hey, I gotta share this with you guys. I want to eat some fried chicken. I'm just craving it right now.
Go ahead, do it.
Is that random?
Are we having
craving
chicken
fried
or chicken?
Because he started talking about what about Bob, and so I'm thinking about when Bob was sitting around the table going, and so I want fried chicken right now.
Leo, do you want the breast? No,
Oh,
you eat it.
Yeah.
Can you get that tomato off of there, please?
Yeah. Now,
No, it's more RJ.
what kind of fried chicken? KFC
this hand shucked?
or
just hand shucked. Just like super fattening, kind of greasy stuff like that.
okay.
Some
Okay.
butter on it. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
Leo, I see salt and pepper. Is there a salt substitute?
no. I'll get it.
Yeah, I
And
could
you
go for
walk
some
in
grease.
for that.
You know what I could go for right now is I'm very jealous. Here in Nashville, we don't have Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. You have that out in LA.
Oh my God! Why did you have to say that?
Oh no.
Now that
Is
might
it-
be the move.
Is it really good?
Coming up, Postmates.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Yeah.
Bastard.
Now you put it in his head now he's gonna want to eat it.
If I fake it, then I don't have to eat it.
Yeah, can we swear on this show?
Yeah, definitely.
Shit-eating son of a bitch!
Bitch.
Numb nuts!
Bah!
Do you get these references at all, by the way?
Which one, me or
Yeah, you.
Taylor? Oh, yeah, definitely.
What about Bob?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's kind of funny.
No,
You know, actually,
no,
well,
I saw it.
I know you're a horror buff.
Well, yeah, but
so What About Bob is a comedy, but have you ever seen, and people are brilliant who make these. I've seen a few of these on YouTube. They make the horror trailer using What About Bob clips. Like they just add some eerie music
I never
and
saw
like
that.
and like some fades and stuff like that.
No.
And they actually successfully made What About Bob look like a horror flick. Like, because if you think about it, a deranged psychopath is stalking his therapist and like faking suicide and all these things to get to him. And it's like, yeah, it is like it could be a horror movie. It could be like in real life that would not be funny, and I think that's what makes it so funny, right? Because we're all dark and twisted, and we're like, this is hilarious. Because if this was real life, this would not be funny.
They should do this to Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
What?
Make
The
a
horror
horror
thing?
trailer.
Oh,
Have you looked it up?
Like
do
when he's like,
do they really have that?
They probably do.
should.
I don't know. Google it.
Especially when he like hits him and he's like, any feelings? Yeah, and he's like, dude, I can picture the music just done. Any feelings? Yeah.
Yes. Yes, definitely. Oh wow. I didn't even know they made horror trailers out of these movies.
Oh, there's a great one for Step Brothers too.
Get out.
It's genius. Like it's like my hat goes off to those people. I wish I would have thought of that first. Making horror movie trailers, and I think it works the other way too. You can probably take a horror movie and make it look like a cute like family comedy, like Hannibal or something.
Yeah, I'm sure that's it.
The Silence of the Lambs. Aww.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so fuzzy.
Michael Myers, he's slashing the whole family.
Oh.
Or you could have Jason and Freddy sitting down having dinner.
Yeah, you know.
Could do that. What would they be?
It could be a rom-com.
What would they be eating? That's a good question. I don't know. Like they really don't. They never showed you them eating in the horror movie.
Yeah, like they never show Michael Myers like eating scallops or a sandwich.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what do these people eat?
What's his fuel?
I mean, Jason's big, so he has to be eating steak or something.
He's got to be eating his ribeyes.
He's probably getting a constant protein source from eating out of that lake. He's got all those trout around him, you know. He's fine. And his main fuel source is murder. We know this.
RJ, do you think that he grows bigger only because he's eating all that mercury and those catfish in the lake? Like, what do you think?
It's probably what killed him.
It's not the people like beating him to death over and over and killing him.
I mean, why do you think he sinks to the bottom of the lake? He's full of mercury.
That's true.
That's true. Mercury.
Cook your fish, people.
Yeah.
Eat plenty of aloe vera.
Yeah. But
Aloe vera.
What's going to actually kill Michael Myers? Because every time they blow him up or they shoot him in the head or whatever, he just never dies.
I know, exactly.
What is that?
But somehow mercury took him out.
Mercury. Okay, well, maybe
that's definitely
Myers
the thing that's. Oh my god. So, I guess we should talk about your band, right?
Oh yeah, we should. Oh yeah, I forgot
Maybe
about
we
that.
should get into that. Let's not worry about that.
Well, now that we got the awkward introduction out of the way.
That's a Clifford reference, RJ. Clifford, let's not worry about that. That's the bestest looking wig I've ever seen. Oh, no.
I think you called it a rug.
You called it a rug, too.
What's a facelift?
Okay,
thank you. That was for you, 3 people who understand that reference.
Yes. You're going the wrong way.
Yes.
How do you know where we're going?
So I'll tell you a little bit about KemikalFire. We live off the 4 main food groups. What About Bob, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, Clifford, and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which also counts as 3 more. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Coming soon to a theater near you, The Lonely Guy.
I mean, they're very good movies, though. They're classic films.
You know that's like a hidden gem, The Lonely Guy.
But RJ, you left one out for our friend here. I'll give you a hint. With a thankful heart and an endless joy and a dun 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 dun. It's a glass race to toast your health.
The best.
Oh my god.
Yes. The best Christmas Carol rendition ever created. The Muppets Christmas Carol.
I will argue with anybody and step on their toe if they disagree.
I will fight anyone except for you because you're a wrestler, and I'm kind of scared.
Yeah, I don't want to fight you. And we
Probably
just
throw
like
me.
You're a friend of ours. We don't want to fight you.
Yes,
Well,
and
yeah, exactly.
you'd probably easily throw me into a folding table.
You would probably have me in a pretzel in 5 seconds.
I mean, I did wrestle a 6'10" woman one time.
Oh wow,
No.
Andy Kaufman style.
Isn't that something?
That wasn't fun. She was.
How did it go?
She was hitting hard. Like that
I'll bet,
wasn't
yeah.
fun at all.
I'm telling you, man. Once girl, like a lot of women out there that do jujitsu, wrestling, they're dangerous, man.
They are. I know.
You know, in jujitsu, I have been choked out so many times, like by my coach in Nashville, his daughter Maddie. She she toys around with me like I'm some kind of like, I don't know, like test dummy. Like she just grabs me and just like, I'm like, oh God, that already happened. Takes 5 seconds. And she's like 6, way smaller than me. You know, her technique's amazing. It's crazy. And then he's like, yeah, dude, I trained her well. Like, dude, how did she do that? But anyways, KemikalFire.
Yeah. Anyway. By the way, we have a band.
Music.
It's a dying art form. No, I'm kidding.
Good, rock and roll.
No, we started the band during the pandemic, and it was like a sad thing. Saw a lot of pandemic divorces. Taylor and I got pandemic married to each other.
We did.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So to
There you
speak.
go.
And contractually by management.
Yeah. Our manager married us with a binding contract. And
Do your girls know, or they're good
they're
with that?
totly cool with it.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
As long as they're good with it.
Because they want us to keep producing musical children together.
They like their musical nephews and nieces that we're making.
Here you go.
Wait,
One of them is coming soon, right, Taylor? We do have a song possibly coming out, hopefully,
I
possibly.
believe that we would have a song coming out, and if we did, which we will, it would probably be in April.
Oh,
Maybe. We're hoping. We're hoping to have this song out. Yeah.
Yep. That's a plan.
The first battle was playing our first show, and we did that at the Knitting Factory in North Hollywood, and Taylor and I were terrified. This was the most nervous Taylor and I have ever been before a show.
Really?
I think the last time I was that nervous before a show was the very first signed show that Halestorm ever played was at the Machine Shop in Flint, Michigan, opening for Seether and Dark New Day back in 2005. This was like, almost 20 years ago. Don't do the math.
Yeah.
I was 5 years old. No.
5 years old.
And
I had to lie. I had to lie to RJ because he was like, oh man, this is a lot. I'm nervous. And I was like, I turned around and I was like, and I turned around, and I was like, nah, dude, we got this. This is nothing. And I was like literally thinking, no, I'm scared shitless.
Yeah. Because we had never played together live. We had just been writing. We started out writing together, and we formed this really great writing partnership. Like the songs that the things I was bringing to him, he made awesome. The things he was bringing to me, we both just had this great chemistry as creative artists. I think that we're very similar as people. We're ADD as hell, as you can't tell already. No,
we're not.
No, we're not. We're on Ritalin. No, but we, just from writing music together, we're like, well, we need to start a band. Like, we need to do this for real. And so leading up to that, it was like 3 years in the making, and we had never done a show. So there was really no way of definitely knowing whether we could actually perform live as a band until we actually tried it. And would it have been the smart thing to do a little secret show, and tell nobody and just kind of play like a little bar or something and just test it out and see if? No, we decided to make our first show full on announcement. Every single industry person, every single fan that wanted to come out, everybody on their phone broadcasting to the world. to
Oh
to
my
to so everyone can witness us fall flat on our asses.
But I gotta say, RJ, management kind of and we kind of loved him, and we're kind of like, oh my god, at the same time. They kind of
We were nervous.
They kind of pushed us out there like little kids. They're like, okay, go in the deep end, and then give us the floaties. And they kind of like, oh yeah, you guys got a show in a few months. And we're like, oh, holy hell. And so like that's
there
why
were no floaties.
Yeah, no floaties whatsoever. So like we just figured it out, and we're just like, dude, like we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna play this song, that song, and hopefully they like it. And thank God it went well, or everybody's lying to us. It's one or the other. But
So-
I think it went well because we had fun. That's all that matters. And they had fun, the people.
Well, yeah, as long as they have fun.
So that was a big turning point for us, because we're like, okay, now we know we definitely can put on a show. We know, I mean, collectively we've been touring musicians practically our whole lives. So
Exactly.
It felt like, oh, we got this, but then sometimes we're like, wait, what if we don't got this? We've never done this before.
Yeah.
We never tried this before, And
it
worked.
And we recycled crew members from Lit and like Hoobastank and Halestorm. Like we flew a different crew from different camps, so it was kind of a merge. Like it was like if Survivor had a merge in music. That's kind of how it was.
Yeah, and it was really needed. Our crew really helped us save the day and put on a great show. So but there was a pivotal moment. Like once we knew we could put on a show, and then once we played a live show, I feel like a lot of people who were curious about KemikalFire but didn't really understand what it was. And rightfully so. They'd never heard music. They had never seen us live. We were just going on Instagram and saying, hey, we're a band. Check it out. How weird is that?
Right.
And but ever since we did that show, everything's been snowballing and everyone's been really excited. So it's a really exciting time for us.
Well, like the fans were going to come because, Halestorm and Lit. So you got the fans from both groups.
That is very true, and that really helped a lot. I don't know if it would have been possible if we didn't have the help from Halestorm fans and Lit fans who flew to LA from overseas. We had fans flying in from England. We have another show in Nashville, and we have a fan flying in from Vienna, and it's absolutely incredible.
New Zealand.
New Zealand, they're flying 22 hours to see us play.
And Australia.
And Australia. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
so we're
overwhelmed by all the support that everybody's giving us already, and all the hard work that we have laid in the last 3 years that nobody sees, because all the bands work hard out there, and it's just nice that it finally pays off for us a little bit to where we can actually finally play live.
And that was the scariest thing for us, was that we had all this blind support, God bless them, from all of our fans, all the Lit fans, and we didn't want to let them down. We didn't want them to travel all the way out to LA to see us play our first show, and then screw it up.
We were very hard on ourselves, and we didn't get to rest very much those few weeks leading up to the show, because it was all about obsessing over every little second within the show. I mean, we treated it as if we were putting on some Broadway play, and I'm actually glad we did that, because RJ and I need that kind of focus to make anything really happen,
Show tunes and everything.
Yeah, everything.
So what kind of songs did you play for your set?
What you mean? Are you talking about like our genre, our style?
Well, yeah, I mean, for the show, like the first show you did, what kind of songs did you like? Did you have your own songs and cover songs?
Yes, no. So we write our own music. It's all original.
Okay.
It's along the lines of it's got a lot of alternative moments, but it's also very kind of some heavy riffy stuff and very aggressive type vocals. And RJ and I both take vocal parts, and then
nice.
We're very focused on the songwriting being as real and authentic as possible, and it's very much like we're influenced by bands like Muse and even bands like our friends Slipknot, or like a bunch of cool like heavy bands out there, but also like a lot more alternative bands out there, and we just kind of take bits and pieces of everything and try to make it our own. and we play the music because we absolutely love it, and we love what we write, and we get to play what we love, which is kind of the fun part about it.
That's always the goal. And even our set had a nice mishmash of like really heavy stuff because we
Yeah.
wanted to bring the fire, the chemical fire. We wanted to get everybody jumping. And we got a huge compliment from the Knitting Factory, the venue.
Nice.
One of the owners came up to me, came up to both of us at the end of the set and just said, like, I've seen like 300,000 shows here, 30,000 shows here, and not very often do you see people in LA jumping. We had the crowd jumping. We had a mosh pit going. We thought that we thought the floor was gonna break. It was. I
was planning this out. I was like, RJ, so when they don't jump and they give us the blank stares after I tell them that I want them to jump on the count of 4, this is the backup plan. But they all did it. I was like, oh shit, okay, and it worked out. Yeah. I couldn't believe that they did that. And thank you guys all, whoever was there, if you're ever watching this, for jumping. That was really sweet of you. Thanks for jumping.
And we know you are Firefly, Chemical Fireflies. That's your
Fireflies.
That's your name now, Fireflies. Because you fly to see us, and you fly in the air when you jump. And
there you go.
And you're super fly.
The international fans are the Fireflies.
Yes.
Those are the international fans.
Because they fly.
Are the flies.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. So,
and then the fire drives are the locals, right?
I like that.
No. Fire Ubers.
So how did you wind up coming up with the name for the band?
Oh, take it away, Taylor.
That's a funny one. I was in the shower one night, and I had been trying to I always come up with names in the shower of like songs or bands, whatever. And this is during the pandemic. This is in 2020. I think this is 2020. Yeah. And I think it was the summertime, right, RJ, or like late spring or something like that.
Yeah, no, it was like kind of, it was kind of like late. I want to say it was probably like late summer, early fall of 2020 when we were trying to come up with band names, and we were writing lists and lists and lists of band names.
Before that, though, this is before that. We were originally called Chemical with a K, spelled the same way as KemikalFire, but just Chemical. And I really wanted that name, and so did RJ, because we were like, oh, Chemical, that's easy, And we signed with our management, and we got it through them, and they were like, your attorney just said that it's kind of like spelling Coca-Cola with a K. It just doesn't really work out so well. So we were at a bar in Nashville one night, and my guitarist from Lit, Jeremy, I was expressing to him, I was like, dude, I can't come up with a name for this thing to save my life. Like, I want to add an extra word on it. He's like, yeah, man, why don't you add an extra word on it? Like KemikalFire. And then I was just like, ooh. I was like, bro, how like how much do I have to pay you? Like, what kind of percentage do I have to give you the whole thing to? And he's like, oh no, it's fine, dude. He's like, just do KemikalFire. I was like,
so thank you, Jeremy.
I was like, yeah, thank you, Jeremy. There's the man of the hour.
There he is.
There he is. There's the guy who made it all happen.
So he definitely helped with adding another word to the name.
Yeah, and it just made sense because we were like, okay, what does it mean? And we're like, oh, well, KemikalFire. I mean, that sounds like us. It sounds like, it's just not, I don't even have to explain that. I mean, RJ and I just like,
it just fit because Taylor and I were full of energy, and we got to channel it into something. So we channel it into music. That's like our therapy. That's how we get through life. And we have such a drive and burning fire of desire.
Yes, and the chemicals that we drink with the caffeine.
Oh yeah. The energy drinks. But we do have like a fiery passion for the music that we make. We had been the music that we're making with this band. We're more excited about this music than anything else that we've written in our entire careers. So
that's true.
We're so fired up about it, so it just kind of fits.
And the songs are completely like honest about everything when it comes to how we're feeling and like what's going on. I mean, we basically started this band for as generic as it might sound, for the underdog. We started this band for those that are like really at the end of their rope. you know?
Mhm.
So like, not to be preachy or anything like that, but more to be like, hey, we're the same way. Like we feel that way too. So let's all like rock out together, you know?
Yeah, I mean it's very punk rock attitude.
Yeah.
Just blunt, honest, and and no frills about it, you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
Which is
that's
how it should
great. I
be.
love that.
Yeah.
And if some people don't like the music, you know, it's like, you can't win them all. It's like, you know, you got to hang up and try again, you know?
Is that from
Wait,
something?
that was a lyric from somewhere, wasn't it?
That was, nope, sure wasn't.
Wow. Wise words. Wise original words from Taylor.
From Bob Wiley. Taylor. Anyway, I hate to be
Dr. Marvin, don't hang up. It's me, Bob.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news. My phone is going to die soon.
Oh no.
Yeah. But
You don't have a plug?
I have something that I do have something I can plug in. It's called a charger.
I'll bet you do.
Yeah, oh, I'll bet.
I'll pay you.
Again, this is after hours, right?
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Have you considered starting an OnlyFans?
This is
I don't know. With the amount of fans that you both have, you probably would make a killing off of that.
You know, if we're really desperate for cash, then hey,
RJ,
more power to you. You know, if you can make a living, then go for it. You know.
RJ, will you take pictures of my feet? They're really ugly.
Hey, you want to show them the bass drum head in the back there?
Sure. Yeah, hold on a second.
Sure. Here's the bass drum
"Sure."
head we had made for the show. There it is, and that's hand painted by me right there. Not the logo, but we had to put some red splatter on it
All of
because
this is hand painted.
Nice.
when we got the original
That's
drum
awesome.
head,
That's
it
awesome.
looked
I
like
like that.
it looked like it should be what's the restaurant where they chop it up, where the guy comes to there's a grill and he's hibachi. That was it.
Oh,
It looked
no.
like a sign for a hibachi restaurant with like the logo. So once we added some splatter on there, it's like, okay, now it looks like a band, you know?
It should, but it's not.
It should look like a band, but it's not.
So
That is really awesome work, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
well, you know, thank you. I had
Thanks.
so much to do with the splattering of the blood. You know, I basically heard RJ.
Yeah,
say
you
he's gonna do
inspired
that.
it
Yeah.
There you
No,
go.
from all these years of working with you.
There's some-
All I can think about
Yeah.
is spilling blood.
I'm so glad. Thank you.
We have a great working relationship.
Yeah, we really do. I really love
I
working
see
with
that. I see that. He's like that. I don't.
If anyone's out there listening, help me.
I mean, I
Rescue
don't
me
know. You
from
got-
RJ, son of a bitch.
you might want to watch RJ was in a music video where he had poison. So
Oh yeah.
you might want to watch.
Yes, I was a
drinking
coroner.
something.
And I was a chef, so I know my way around sharp things.
I love it. Well, I really appreciate you having us on the Groom Show, man. This is awesome. We should actually do this again.
Yeah,
Oh
thank
my
you
God,
for having
yes,
us. This was so fun.
Yeah.
Like, it was just fun being able to get to know you and hang with you and talk about horror movies, the Muppet Christmas Carol, What About Bob, KemikalFire, things like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
KemikalFire is the most important one.
We talked about KemikalFire at some point, right?
We did.
Okay, good.
Did you have any like any other questions for us before my phone?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
thing?
Yes.
Anything last minute before we go?
Yeah,
Yes. I'm just gonna ask 2 more questions. That's it.
Sure.
First is, I know you both play drums, so how was it RJ was the winning drum guy?
Oh,
for the band?
because Taylor is way better at guitar than me. So
wouldn't
it
say
was
that's
just inevitable that
true.
he would be the guitar player. I'm like, I am not going to play guitar I can get by on guitar for writing, but when it comes to shredding, that's like Taylor is a shredder on the guitar.
RJ, tell him the truth. We drew straws.
We flipped a coin, yeah.
Well, that's very nice of RJ to say. I was literally putting this thing together, and then when RJ and I talked, like we always talked about doing a project together, and I was like, wait a second. And then we both had the idea at the same time to put a band together, and I was like, oh my God, like you're the best drummer in my opinion in this business. And
coming from the best drummer, that means a lot.
Yes. But also a better friend even. So it was just like a no-brainer. Like I would play the kazoo with RJ. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter what I'm playing as long as
which we still haven't ruled out.
We haven't ruled out the kazoo.
Kazoo solos.
That's right. Or the harmonica. But seriously, he's I mean, he's the best drummer I know. Come on. I mean, look at him. You know, listen to him.
You know that it's funny because we were originally going to be a 3-piece. We had a bass player, and then when it didn't quite work out with having a third member, we were just like, how can we utilize our strengths? Because now it's down to us two. Like now we have to do everything, you know. So luckily, both of us have been around multiple instruments enough to where we can kind of take everything that we've learned over the years and now put it into this one project. So yeah, I mean, our show consists of both of us playing a lot of different things and singing too. So
and singing too.
100%, yeah. And
I was really stoked on that because I was trying to kind of I was kind of had a dream of maybe having a singing career somewhere, and then when this project came together with Taylor and I, it's like, oh, well then perfect. Now I can do both, you know?
Yeah. It's not like a, when people think of our band, I can understand it probably might sound like it might be kind of like a jam band thing, which is not, those aren't bad. Like we love stuff like that, or like a prog rock band, but it's like a band. Like we write songs. It's like, we're really stoked about the songs that we write, hoping that we relate to other people that maybe feel what we feel, so it's like a real band,
and the problem is that when we're writing, we're having a blast just coming up with all these sounds and all these things and creating these songs that we're so stoked on, and then we think, oh crap, we got to recreate all this live. So for Taylor and I, it's a lot of multitasking to pull off the live show.
Yeah, we're like, oopsies. Yeah.
It's like, oh, we got to do all these vocals and all these instrument parts and keyboard parts and all this stuff. It's like, okay, well, let's just do it. Let's just do it all at the same time here,
Yeah, for anybody that hears this, May 4th in Nashville, Tennessee, we'll be playing at the Basement. So you'd be able to see us for the second time or the first time. And, if you don't want to see us, that's fine too. We still love you. But yeah.
Yes, Basement in Nashville, the original Basement in Nashville on Star Wars Day.
Star Wars Day.
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So we're excited about that. We're going to have to come out with lightsabers.
Okay.
You definitely should.
I'm at 1%. I really apologize. I don't want to leave you in a bad way. So is there anything else you want us to close out on? I apologize.
Yeah, no, that's fine. If you're on 1%, I'll end it with this so you don't,
Next time he'll remember his charger.
Yes. Yeah, but can we do this again with you soon though? Because
oh my God, yes. Yeah,
well, let's do it.
We should definitely do it again right when you're about to do the show.
That'd be great.
We're down.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe we could do it together when you come out to Nashville.
Yes.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it in person.
That'd be awesome. We'd love to do it.
Cool.
Well,
all right. Well, I don't want his phone to die, so I will end it here.
Thank you so much for taking the time, man.
Yeah, thanks again for having us, man. Thanks for supporting us and being interested in our new band, KemikalFire.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Cool, man.
All right, guys. Well, definitely have a great night. This has been a lot of fun, and
No, this has been a great hang. Thank you for having us. We'll
Yeah,
leave you
man.
to your horror movies now.
Yeah. The Groom Show. Groom Show.
Actually, wrestling's on, so wrestling comes on at like 8, so I'll be watching that tonight.
Oh, right on, man.
You enjoy that. You enjoy that, man. You watch that wrestling. I love that.
There you go. All right, guys. Have a good night, and thanks again for doing this, and we'll definitely do it again.
All right,
We'd
let's
love
hang
to,
again
man.
soon.
Thanks for having us, buddy.
All right.
All right, take care, man.
All right, buddy. You too.